On Monday, Blizzard decided to announce the upcoming balance changes for the 10.2 patch. 4 cards have been decided to be changed: Bonemare, Corridor Creeper, Patches the Pirate, and Raza the Chained. None of these are very surprising, as they're some of the most popular cards at the moment and some of the most powerful cards. So it's no big surprise that these are going to be the cards that were targeted for this balance change. What is interesting is the timing on some of these cards and how some of these cards are being changed. Bonemare isn't getting a substantial change, it's just increasing the mana cost from 7 to 8. As noted in the blog post, this gives your opponent more time to utilize late game cards. I don't see Bonemare going anywhere. This is a little change. It's probably still going to be very popular in the meta. Corridor Creeper, however, got a huge nerf, going from a 5/5 to a 2/5. On average, a 5/5 creature usually costs around 5 mana, while a 2/5 creature costs around 3 mana. So cheating out a minion that's normally supposed to be costed about 5 mana for basically nothing is a really good deal. But cheating out a minion that's only supposed to cost 3 mana isn't all that great, especially when you have to put in so much effort to do it. You're just more likely to put in any 3 mana card rather than Corridor Creeper now. The appeal of Corridor Creeper was in aggro decks that used a lot of minions that died, and then you were able to come back on the board with a strong minion. That's just not going to be the case anymore. I think this one's going to be a pretty big hit, but I've been surprised before. The last 2 cards are the more interesting cards here, especially when it comes to the timing of their nerfs. Patches the Pirate and Raza the Chained are both cards that came out in Mean Streets of Gadgetzan, which that set's going away when the next set comes out. So the nerf of these cards is only going to be in effect for another 2 months or so. The reason they gave in the blog post is to give wild players more flexibility. Patches the Pirate now doesn't have charge. His appeal in aggro decks is a little bit dampened by this, but I don't really think to a huge degree. You're only dealing 1 damage, maybe 2 if you pair him with Dread Corsair. It basically is a free summon on the board. He's probably going to be taken out of being a catch-all for any aggro deck and more a strict pirate-based deck. Being able to get a free 1/1 is pretty good in a aggro pirate deck, but it's probably not going to be that must include in any aggro deck going forward. Raza the Chain has a battle cry of, if your deck has no duplicates, your hero power costs 0 this game. They're changing it so that your hero power now costs 1 instead of 0. This was an extremely annoying card in Highlander-style decks with Shadow Reaper Anduin that could do high amounts of damage with really cheap spells, basically, because then it would refresh your hero power, doing stuff like hero power, 1 mana card, hero power, another 2 mana card, hero power, 1 mana card, hero power. So making it have a cost is a really good thing. However, this change is mainly for wild decks, as Reno Priest is one of the best decks in that format. This kind of kills a lot of the burst damage potential of that deck. While I am glad to see this going away in Standard, all these changes really show that Blizzard is taking a look at Wild and making appropriate changes for that format. Taking note of cards that are moving into Wild and that'll probably still be a problem even when they rotate, and making those changes is a really good step. The Corridor Creeper nerf might have been too much, but since it's in 45% of the decks right now, and sits around a 54% win rate, it probably isn't much of a stretch to say that that card did need a nerf. It's hard to tell which decks are going to be most affected by this nerf. My money would be on the aggro decks, so many of the tier 1 decks. Whenever Blizzard does these types of balance changes, it always ushers in a period of creativity. So I really look forward to the next coming weeks when the meta is kind of shaken up and people are trying to figure out which decks are good, which decks are still viable, which decks really grew a lot from the nerfs. Let me know how you feel about the nerfs. Thanks for listening to me. Have a great day. Bye.